So, ipakita ko lang yung dito sa Excel. So, for beam shear at column 1, ang una kong sinolve ay yung distance D followed by x1. Ito naman, si x1 that is equal to C1 plus D all over 2. So, ayan. And then, next na sinolve ko ay y1. Ito, which is this. Ayan o. Q2 minus Q1 times x1 all over capital L. And then followed by VU or VU1. Ito yun. So, mapapansin nyo, PU1 minus Q2, so forth and so on. Followed by solving the value of Z1. This. Followed by solving distance B1 and then solving the shear force P capital VC1. Ito yun. Okay? And then, next for column 2, beam shear at column 2, ito naman, same thing. Inuna ko yung D, followed by X2, Y2, VU, Z2, B2, and then VVC2. So now let's go to punching shear. So ang kailangan natin dito sa punching shear at column 1 is yung shear perimeter, yung broken lines na yan, which is defined by C1 plus D1 all over 2, ay ang horizontal broken line, which is times 2 kasi meron sa taas, meron sa baba. And then C2 plus D. By the way, ang height nitong shear perimeter is etong DS1, okay? Which is also equal to D1. Ayun, nilagay ko doon D1 kasi na-drawing ko dito D1. Pero parehas lang yan, ano? D1, DS1, parehas lang yan. And yan din ang gagamitin natin dito sa dimension na yan. So, this is equal to thickness T minus clear cover minus diameter of temperature bars minus dBy1. Bakit naging ganito? So, ipakita ko lang. Dahil yung shear, nangyayari yan from ang shear height, nangyayari yan from the top of footing up to the centroid of these rebars, yung bilog-bilog na yan. So from the top going to the center of these rebars is distance D1. Ngayon, that is equal now to thickness T minus clear cover minus diameter of DTX minus dBy1 all over 2. Ayun o, kaya siya D1, D1 din dito. And para sa column 2 naman, D2 naman ang gagamitin natin, which is equal to this, T minus CC minus DTX, pero this time, ang gagamitin natin ay dBy2. So going back to column 1, ang mga kailangan natin dyan, again, is beta 1, which is maximum of C1, C2, all over minimum of C1, C2. And that is beta 1. Kailangan natin to para makuha natin yung allowable shear stress, which is small VC1. Okay? Dito sa small VC1, kailangan natin dyan si beta 1, tsaka si DS1, which is ito, at si shear perimeter BO1, which is yan. And then, we can now compute your phi VC1, itong shear stress minimum. And then, solvein natin yung shear force VU1. So this is taken as the PU1 minus itong QU times area bounded by your shear perimeter. Okay? Ngayon, yung area bounded by shear perimeter is C1 plus D1 all over 2 times C2 plus D1. And then, ito namang allowable shear force, this is taken as 0.75 times shear stress multiplied by the product of your shear perimeter, which is your BO1, multiplied by D1. And then you compare your VU1 or your shear force and allowable shear force. Ganon din ang pattern sa column 2. First, i-check mo ngayon yung allowable shear stress na small VC2. To solve that, similar din siya dito sa pattern na yan. Pero kukunin mo yung beta 2. Ang beta 2 mo, ang concern dyan ay maximum C3, C4 all over minimum of C3, C4. Likewise, kunin mo rin dito yung DS2, which is this, tsaka yung BO2, which is this. And then, yan. So, ang pattern dito sa column 2, kaparehas din ng pattern dito sa column 1. So, that's how you check punching shears for columns 1 and 2.